What happens when you remove all of the moisture from the steak and replace it with butter? We have no idea, but we're gonna find out together. Check it out. And we start off with two beautiful ribeyes which are completely frozen. Now there's a great reason why we have to start this experiment as a frozen steak. And that's because the first thing we need to do is to remove all of the moisture inside of these steaks. Because believe it or not, about 50% of this entire steak is water. And what I'm trying to do that today is to replace it 100% with butter. So in order to make that happen, I'm going to be extracting all of the moisture using my freeze dryer. It's actually one of the things astronaut uses when preserving food when going to space. So now these steaks are 100% ready to go into the freeze dryer. The awesome thing is that it's pretty easy to use. I just throw my steaks in there, hit start, non-liquid, and as you saw it previously, it is frozen. Now what this does is that it will pre-freeze it even more. After that, it's ready to freeze dry. It asks me to close my valve so that it can pull a vacuum and it starts freeze drying. And about 36 hours later, this is what I was left with. That, my friends, is the same exact steak but without any moisture on them. Everything is completely gone. I mean, take a look at this. That is something you don't see every day. The original weight of this steak was 17 ounces, but take a look at this now. Yep, half of it is completely gone. I know if you are as curious as I am, you want to see what it looks like inside. So I went ahead and cut one open. And I mean, take a look at this. That is a steak completely dry, and it is absolutely fascinating. I did do a previous video rehydrating it with water, and as you can see, as soon as you throw water inside, it just soaks it up like there's no tomorrow. And if you have not seen that video yet, make sure you check it out on the card or on the description down below later on. It was an insane experiment. But today we're going to be rehydrating this thing with this 1 full pound of butter. And as you can see, I am using unsalted butter. We all heard the saying of butter makes everything better, so we're going to see if this is really true on rehydrating these steaks. So the first thing I did was to throw them into the bowl and put it on my microwave for 1 minute. Once that happened, as you can see, they are semi-soft. To make them even softer, I decided to blend them up. Hopefully, as I put this on top of the steak, you will soak it up like there's no tomorrow. And that is exactly what I did. And of course, I gotta put the whole 1 pound of butter on it. Laying it on top of the steak, this is what happens. And I mean, take a look at this. Nothing happens. It does not soak up absolutely nothing. Now, my biggest fear is that if I melt it down, the butter will have to be hot in order to be soaked. But as you can see, I have no other option. So I went ahead and removed all of the butter, stuck it in my microwave, put it for 5 minutes, and as you can see, it is completely melted now. Now, my only fear with it is that the butter is a little bit hot, but hopefully it will not cook up the steak. I mean, Japanese Wagyu A5 has a lot of fat on it, and let me tell you something, this one has almost 50%. Maybe I'm just making the world's first Japanese Wagyu A5 at home. So I'm hoping that this is going to be absolutely amazing. As you can see, once I was done, everything was completely covered with butter. But to make sure that I got butter as much as possible inside of that steak, I decided to vacuum seal it. Whenever you're pulling a vacuum, you should actually push the butter inside of that steak. It's actually even rehydrating the steak even more with butter. So that should work like a charm. The next thing to do is to let it sit for an hour so that it can rehydrate as much as possible. That was perfect because it allows me time to make a quick side dish. And for today, I'm making some wonderful creamy mushrooms. And they are super easy to make, and here's how. And as always, remember, exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. I first started by cooking a little bit of bacon. Once that's done, as always, I recommend saving the bacon fat. As you can see, I have a container just for it. And talking about my bacon bits, it was perfectly cooked, just like that. Using the same exact pan, I threw in some butter to make sure I deglaze all of that goodness off the pan. Then I threw in baby portobello mushrooms. Mixed it well and cooked it so that I can move all of that moisture inside. Remember, mushroom has a lot of water, so try to remove most of it. And as you can see, the bottom of the pan is completely deglazed. As I was halfway through, I added a little bit of garlic paste. Mix it well and make sure every single one of them was coated. To finish them off, I threw in a little bit of heavy cream, mix it well and reduce that heavy cream to half. Then I threw in a little bit of freeze-dried parsley, followed by salt, freshly ground black pepper, those beautiful bacon bits we just made, and of course, to make it nice and creamy, a good amount of Parmesan cheese. Now all there's left to do is to mix it well and your creamy mushrooms are done. That, my friends, is absolutely delicious and it takes no time at all, which is perfect because by this time our steak should be ready. So I immediately took it out of the bag, put it on my cutting board and took out all of the
any excess. And this is what I was left with. That, my friends, is the most buttery steak you will ever see in your life. Nothing comes even close. But in order to have a true comparison, I'm putting it against a real steak. And this one is also a beautiful ribeye. To season them, I kept it extremely simple. I threw in a little bit of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder, nothing else. As always, make sure you season your steaks well. The last thing we want is unseasoned, boring steaks. But now that we got it fully seasoned, the next thing to do is to vacuum pack it and get it ready for the water bath. Because I am cooking them with the method that guarantees me perfection every single time. And for that, you already know it's Sous Vide. I'm gonna be cooking both of them in the same container at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. And I can't wait to find out if my butter rehydrated steak is gonna feel just like Wagyu.
I got my beautiful steaks cooking. They were all cooked at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. That is enough time to make the steaks absolutely perfect medium rare in the middle. But at the same time, I have no idea what's about to happen, everybody. But they are ready. It's time to take them out. Let's do it. That steak does not look very good, everybody. I'll tell you that right now. It is black, feels kind of hard. It also smells very different than the regular steak. But at the same time, if we don't do this experiment, how are we gonna know? Maybe we just created the Japanese Wagyu A5 by mistake, rehydrating everything with butter. There's no way that we're gonna know if we do not experiment. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I know my steaks don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks, Mama. What do you think?
We have a beautiful steak.
That's true.
And then we have this black mess over here. What is that?
I know. Are you afraid? You should be afraid. I'm afraid.
Like, I want to say what it looked like, but it's kind of disgusting, so I don't want to worry anymore.
No, it's nothing disgusting here, Mama. I only make good, delicious food, yes? So here's the deal. I know that it looks weird, and the reason is that I first freeze-dried it, and then I rehydrated with butter. 100% butter, everybody. You know that. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys caught it through the searing process, because as I was searing it, it looks like a Wagyu steak because the amount of bubblies that was coming out of that steak is absolutely insane. So, in theory, it's like a Wagyu steak, yeah?
In theory, I guess supposedly you can say that it could be.
I'll tell you a lot of things. There's a lot of butter in there. A lot of butter in there. So we have two beautiful steaks. Which one you want to go for it first?
I want to go for this over here.
Oh, for the side dish, Mama?
Yeah, the mushrooms and bacon, baby.
Okay, well, we'll go for that one first. Let's give that a try. Cheers, everybody.
Oh.
Come on. Oh, I'll have another one. I'll have another one. I don't need to describe it.
I'll follow you.
I don't know about that steak, if it's going to be amazing, but the mushroom is phenomenal, everybody. A perfect combination for an awesome steak.
I don't know if the steak was going to be good, but that was worth the trip to come here.
That was worth the trip, Mama. Guys, definitely give it a go to this wonderful mushroom. Okay, you ready for it, Mama? Which one you want to go for first?
Let's get the bad stuff out of the way first.
Let's get the bad stuff. Okay, Mama, go for it. I'm afraid.
Oh my God.
I'm afraid.
This thing is hard.
You know, guys, you first eat the food with your eyes. If it does not look appetizing, you're gonna go like, whoa, hold on a second. Maybe I shouldn't eat this. Family, we always stick together, Mama. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, cheers. Everybody. If you're thinking that it's bad, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's dry.
It's dry.
It's very dry.
It's dry. It seems like the butter didn't rehydrate it all the way.
Yeah, no.
But it's not bad. It tastes like a
It tastes like a steak.
It tastes like a steak, everybody.
It tastes like a dry steak. Like, not even overcooked or
No.
or extremely well done steak. It's just a dry steak.
It just tastes like a dry steak. I think what happened is because the butter is kind of thick, so it doesn't rehydrate the steak properly. Something like that happened, but it's not bad, and it's not good either. What is it, Omar? How would you describe it? I'll go back for the mushroom while you continue finishing that, because the mushroom is amazing.
So basically, when you bite it, it feels really tough, but there is a squirt. There's a little liquid flowing out.
Yeah.
And it's like...
There's a little, that sounded weird, Omar.
There's a little bit of liquid coming out. I'm gonna say liquid because it's not juice, it's the ghee.
It's the ghee.
It's the ghee coming out.
And Momo ate both of them.
I went back for the other side to make sure that I have enough to explain.
You want to give a fair review, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Mine's still here. You can take mine, no problem.
No, that's okay. You can give it another take. I'll go back. You know what? It's dry, but if you have a nice sauce,
yeah,
it could be edible.
Yeah, it's not bad, everybody. In a survival situation, if you give me a steak like this, I'm not gonna complain. It is dry. The butter is kind of thick, so it doesn't rehydrate it all the way.
No.
I think that's why you see the black. I think the black is the butter.
It's the butter.
And then I think the inside right there in the middle where you guys saw there that is nice and pink, that is basically unhydrated meat. That's what I think.
It is a little hydrated, but I would say it's where the thickest part of the butter didn't get to.
Maybe you're right. That's what happened.
Because it is a little, it's soft, you know, it's not hard.
I'll tell you one thing, out of the astronaut steaks that we did it previously, this steak is actually better than those because it doesn't have any odd flavor, it tastes like a steak, and even though it doesn't rehydrate properly, it rehydrates with a good amount of butter, and butter makes everything better. Agree?
And you know what? It's not like beef jerky either.
No, it's not. Now, how about this one here? I think this one, we have to do the sacrifice.
You know, if you insist, if you guys insist, I will.
Perfect medium rare, everybody, exactly the way it should be. Cheers, everybody. Oh boy. Pairing it up with a little bit of the mushroom. Let me see. Come on.
You know what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get some of that mushroom sauce on the bottom over there.
No, I'm not going for it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, these are the results. I do not recommend you rehydrating your steak with butter unless you are in a very survival situation and you want to taste a steak that tastes kind of like a steak, but a weird steak. Then go for it, man. Go for it. That's all I can say.
If you want to experiment with something, yeah, go ahead and do it. You're not. I'm gonna take this home.
You're gonna eat it. You're gonna show it to your family.
I'm gonna show it to my family. I don't know. I'll make a sauce and something at home. And
I think
and cook it.
showcasing it to your family and giving them to give it a try, a black steak will definitely,
Ooh, that's a cool name.
A black steak.
Black steak.
Put their eyebrow up, like what is going on over here? You know what I mean? And something fun to do. But at the same time, it does not work perfectly, but it kind of works. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in any of the equipment I use, everything's always in the description down below for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.